like I say, everyone always thought it was some sort of magical process, or you mine it and then you smelt it somehow or heat it up, and it's like, well, you can use coal and there's all kinds of different ways, but the best ways, of course, is basically using electricity and water power to basically run your smelters. That's what the secret of the Renault manufacturing plant, which was really the LS manufacturing plant, Lucifer Star, on the count that that my smelters were actually look like little stars. If you walked into the room of one of my smelters, you'd be greeted by blinding light. Like I said, you couldn't even look at the damn things without 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 special eyeglasses, and even then you'd probably get a tan from all the light and the heat giving off. Like I said, the smelters were actually running at white hot temperatures and basically needed shielding and all kinds of stuff where you could just throw the rock in, and pretty much that's all you did. You just took the rock, and you didn't really care what kind of rock you put in, dirt, plants, whatever. It didn't really matter. It just burn off on the surface, and cause little sparks to go as the water vapor, was used up. But basically, you could put dirt into those things. You could put whatever you wanted, pretty much a car. You could put rocks. I wouldn't suggest putting your cat in there, but basically, you could put a chair, or even the wood would just burn off though and turn down to carbon. But basically, you could put rocks, dirt, whatever you wanted into the smelter, and basically get burned up. And basically, what you'd get at the bottom was basically gold, platinum, silver, whatever. Basically, when you get up to about 50,000 degrees or so, it didn't really matter what you put in, clay, brick, whatever. What you got out would be you get out slag and basically gold, silver, platinum, plutonium, or uranium, really. All these different oxides and everything else would just kind of mix down throughout the smelter. Like I said, if you want to stir the process up, what they started to do is they started using magnets on the sides, and they could swirl the tank, or they could basically, actually the best way I think was basically taking you basically turn on a magnet on one side and go and really like get the magnet next to go one way, and then you turn on a magnet on the other side, and you basically reverse the polarity on this side, I think, and then you basically do this kind of maneuver inside the tank, and that actually really gets that gets the electrons and the protons to start moving and moving back and forth. And when that happens, basically that's when you get the new combinations. Anyway, there's different ways you can do it. Basically, using magnets, and you basically reverse the polarities between one side and the other side. Basically, run the power through on one side, and basically reversing push pull method on the smelting pot. Once it gets up to 50,000 degrees, you start doing all this kind of maneuvers, and you get some really interesting effects out of that stuff. Anyway, it's not really a magic trick or anything like that. It's just magnetics and basically lots and lots and lots of heat. You just have a magnetic source on this side, magnetic source on that side, and do all kinds of weird stuff like pulling the metal this way, pushing the metal that way. You push pull, basically. I think you reverse the polarities or something like that, or do something weird like that. But we used to do all that stuff, and basically we did, and then we got lots and lots of metals, rivers of metal, rivers of gold, rivers of whatever we wanted, all kinds of stuff, and basically aluminum or something on the top. I don't really care, zincs, whatever. Anyway, you don't really mine it in the mine. You just basically throw it all in, and then pretty much see what you get out, which is basically just about whatever you want. Basically like a grab bag of different elements and minerals, pretty much aluminum on the top, aluminum foam, all kinds of stuff. Basically, that's how it works, pretty much. And then the rest of the process is just processes. And basically, that's how we got so much metal. And basically using electricity and hydropower. Not really a great family secret or nothing. So anyway. And then, of course, a lot of people wanted to lie about it and wanted to lie about who I was and everything else, and I don't really care. It's like, whatever. Anyway, a bunch of other people just wanted cocaine. Some other people just wanted heroin. And, oh well. So anyway, I went on to design all kinds of submarines and motors and all kinds of other stuff in the spaceship. So anyway, and then I went to space and went around and all kinds of stuff. And then some people tried to kill me. So anyway, and then some other people tried to say I wasn't really I wasn't really Brian. It's true. A lot of people will try to say I wasn't really Brian. It's like, it's true. I'm not really Brian. I'm actually Lucifer Star. So, I just changed my name to Brian so I could be a child for a while. And then Rodney started in about how his son was delusional, but I'm not really his son that so much as I am Lucifer Star. So, anyway, yeah, whatever. It was basically just a big ploy to try and get me killed so they can say whatever they wanted and take over or something. Which they did, so. Or something like that. Anyway, just a bunch of crazy people. Meanwhile, JFK and Nixon and everybody else was running around like they owned the place. Raping girls, having lots of sex, and pretending like they were rich, but they weren't. More than they had some body armor, so. Anyway, yeah, that's the way it is. The LSF-71 Blackbird spaceship, they could go to the moon and stuff like that, and the LSF-A spaceship, and the ALSFA spaceship, and all kinds of other stuff. And then eventually somebody said I was a bad computer, or bad captain, or bad something or other, and I had killed my crew. And it's true, the crew had died, but the crew had died from old age because it was a colony ship, and we were out there for hundreds of years, very much. And that's going to happen when you're out there for hundreds of years. Anyway, so whatever, and they had babies and children and stuff. Anyway, whatever, lots of crazy stuff. Anyway, look it up, the LSA spaceship and the FA spaceship. It stands for Lucifer Star Flyer A, or America. So, because I named America. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, I don't really care, but Rodney's crazy. So are a lot of other people. I'm just lying to everyone.